Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Walking Dead wheelwright video. This one's a little iffy, a little different, because we're doing a prequel show for the Governor. Now this is from Tollbird, who said, could you do an idea for a spin-off prequel of what you think the Governor's backstory should be, possibly implement some of your own ideas from the previous videos, cut characters from the novels, comics, etc. And then stuff like, should the Governor be linked with attacking the Vatos while saving Meryl? Should his brother be linked with him? For the most part, or have the story in your own vision of what the Rise of the Governor's novels should be as a show. Now, I think this request was more like what do I think the Governor's backstory should be, or what do I think it is, like theorizing and piecing things together, which is an interesting idea. And I kind of touched on that in my Walking Dead video where I talked about Brian Harriet, but this request I don't think was really for a wheelwright video, but I took but I wasn't going to do exactly what he was saying, so I figured I'd do something, or he or she, I don't know, he or she was saying, but I figured what I'd do is I'd take that and kind of make a wheel rewrite video of it. So I've made something here. This isn't going to be as long as my normal wheel rewrite videos, that's for sure, and because we're doing a prequel series for the Governor, if that makes sense. So let's highlight this one as green, because we've officially done it. Not yet, but we're going to be doing it. And then after that, we've only got 3 wheel rewrites left that will be like public available. We might be doing some members exclusive ones for you guys who are members. So what I've decided to do, right? This is what we'll do. So in the apartment is the Governor and Penny. Now, we know from the Governor's backstory that he was surviving in an apartment with, well, he says there was 9 of us huddling in an apartment. Or did he say me or 9 others? Or did he say 9 of us? Oh. I don't know if I should include, To be fair, I shouldn't be including, I think he said 9 of us. So, do you know what? I think, I've already messed up already. So what we'll do that's right, isn't it? That's wait, 4 plus Governor and Penny plus 3 new characters. That works. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do is, are you ready? We are going to decide who he was in the apartment with. I think this is quite fun. Is it just me? Ooh, Dr. Stevens. That's kind of interesting, actually. Okay. So, we'll hide that choice. Dr. Stevens is first of all, and then we need to go into this one and write Governor. Well, he's not the Governor yet, but you know who we're talking about. Penny and Dr. Stevens. I kind of like that. And then let's spin again. Who else was he in the apartment with? So we need 4 Woodbury, so we've got Dr. Stevens, Mr. Jacobson, very random characters, Mr. Jacobson, where are you, Mr. Jacobson? Huh, did I add him? Oh, he's there. I'm just being blind. Got Julio! Oh, yes. What a group. I feel like Martinez or Milton should probably be here, but whatever. We'll make it work. Oh, and the Richards. Okay. So the Richards as well. Well, that's technically 2, right? So, oh, actually, that is 2. So I might redo, because it's I've included families on here just to kind of make things easier. So I think I'm going to re-roll no families. That's what I'll say. I'm going to say no to Erin Eva, just because she's a kid on her own, and we don't have any indication of who her parents are. So that'd be kind of weird. Another family, the Richards again. They really want to. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I hid the choice. How do I get rid of that? I'm using new wheels. You see, I'm using all these new wheels to try and save my stuff for the ultimate wheel rewrite. Okay, Milton. That's kind of what I wanted anyway, so yeah. I like that. I think that's good. Having either Milton or Martinez there probably makes sense. I probably should have had a coin flip for which one is there. But, like, Milton does say that he knew the governor before he was the governor. So, this actually does make a ton of sense. So, this is our group so far. But then we're also going to have 3 new characters. Now, how we're going to do this, it was going to random page on the wiki. And basically my rule is you can't have anyone from the TV show universe. But anyone from the comic universe who wasn't adapted you can have, and anyone from any like alternative universes you can have. So we've got Rebecca from the role-playing game. I'm going to try and stick to characters who have pictures. So we'll go random page again. Headhunter. Sure thing. Sure thing. We've got Headhunter, which we'll call, we'll do another one. So, Headhunter. We'll just call them Headhunter. It's fine. It is a guy, right? Yeah, Headhunter. So, we probably need to add Julio here, and Milton here, and then also Mr. Jacobson. And then we've also got Headhunter. Very random character. Very random. Who else have we got? Charlie? Silent Charlie. Okay. We'll just call him Charlie. Silent Charlie I like though. Silent Charlie. Sure thing. Silent Charlie. The Headhunter is pretty cool though. She's a pretty badass character. That's an actress who plays a character in the TV show. We won't do that. It's from All Stars. Whistles? Okay. Whistles it is! Whistles, okay. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. I'm actually like, you know... Whistles, okay. I like this this group. So we've got Silent Charlie and Whistles. Whistles. I've spelled that wrong, have I? Yeah, whatever. Silly me. It's not whistles, is it? It's whistles. Whistles? Am I being stupid? Hang on a minute. I don't know if I'm like being dumb. I'm probably being dumb. Sometimes I'm just come on. It's dictate. I didn't mean to use dictate. How do I read aloud?
Whistles.
It is whistles.
Why do they leave the
Why is that like why is that a word that just looks weird to me? Whistles just looks really weird. It's just the T. It's the T. It confuses me. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. So that is our group. So let's add them now to the tier. So we've got Whistles, Silent Charlie, and Headhunter. But I can't find... Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. So they are going to be... And what we'll do is we'll put them in the alive at the moment here. So these are the people who are surviving in the apartment. There should be 9 of them. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Good counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, I didn't miscount. Okay. One more new character then. One more new character. Voices for Ralph. Okay, well let's have Ralph. Sure. Okay, so then we've got Ralph as well. Ralph. Good thing I counted, because I would have looked like an idiot there. Not like I haven't looked like an idiot this entire video, but oh well. Okay, so these guys are surviving in the apartment, but for one reason or another, they are forced to then leave the apartment. And then why are we leaving? And this is where we roll the dice. So we've got one. So walkers. So walkers invade the apartment and they're forced to live. Now I think the apartment is meant to be in Woodbury. Like that's what you would assume at least. But obviously in my rewrite here, in my prequel show for the governor, it's not. There is no apartment, all right? There is no apartment. Sorry, there is an apartment, but the apartment's not in Woodbury. They're in a separate apartment. And I've not got the governor's brother, just because I never felt like what happened in the novels happened in the show. Like, I feel like the governor is the same character. I don't think there's any. And do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the twist in the novels that the sniveling pussy coward governor is a brother is actually the governor, and that he steals the identity of his older brother. I just don't dig it that much. It's like, it's fine in the novels. It's like a cool little twist, but for the show, I wouldn't adapt that personally. I think it takes away from David Morrissey's performance, and I think we kind of have him anyway. He's just like this guy who's just subdued himself his entire life, but then the apocalypse came, and then he lost everything. He lost his daughter, and that's where he's just doesn't care anymore. But the governor's like such a layered character. There's so much like shit that I love about him. To reduce him to like some guy who's some sniveling pussy who's stolen his brother's identity, I think kind of takes away from the TV show governor. The comic governor and the TV show governor are very different. I personally way prefer the TV show version. I think he's leagues above the comic version governor, and that's from not just reading the comics, from also reading the novels. A lot of people who talk about the comic governor have read the comics and that's it, but the governor is like a lot more complex in the novels as well, and I think we really get into the character a bit more there. But yeah, I just prefer the TV show version, and I think adding a brother doesn't really add anything, so that's why there is no brother. Anyway, so walkers invade the apartment, and so this will actually result in 2 deaths. Now, obviously, there's some of these characters can't die, so the 2 deaths will have to be Headhunter or Silent Charlie. Or Whistles, or Ralph. Oh shit, I never added Ralph. Did I ever add Ralph? Well, there we go. Headhunter has been killed. Oh no, I did add Ralph. So R.I.P. Headhunter. What a cool ass, badass. But Headhunter probably takes a few heads for the team, and then unfortunately doesn't make it. So we lose Headhunter. So what we'll say is Headhunter holds back the dead, taking heads, but is overpowered and devoured by walkers. Oh, sorry, I should put biters, because the governor calls them biters. And that maybe we actually get the origin story here. Like, the governor's like, what do we call someone's like, what do we call those things? Maybe Milton's like, what do we call those things? And the governor's like, they're biters. That's all they do. I could see that. It really wants the governor to be dead here. He's trying to save Andrea. The Wheel is an Andrea fan, everyone. Oh, not Silent Charlie. So I feel like actually, Silent Charlie goes off to get something and opens the door to the dead. But he's like so. Like PTSD brained, he is unable to shout out and is killed by the walkers. So Silent Charlie causes the demise of the apartment at least, and then Headhunter sacrifices himself so the others can escape. That's what we're gonna go with. So it's Silent Charlie first, and then Headhunter. But Headhunter was sacrificing himself. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now we get to decide where do the characters go next. And we will be reusing this one, so don't worry. So we get to roll a d20. Now I have got Woodbury on there, but I don't know if I'm actually going to... Oh, okay. So we got shopping mall. Okay. So next up we go to a shopping mall. So who have we got in our group again? Let's see. So we got the Governor, Penny, Dr. Stevens, Mr. Jacobson, Milton... and then we got Whistles and Ralph all head to a shopping mall. So what I think happens here, let's just talk about dynamics. So obviously the governor is protecting Penny. And for people asking, Penny, we know Penny died early on into the apocalypse. And because Milton claims that he knew the governor... also we know that Penny died in Woodbury as well. it's pretty clear that Penny died in Woodbury. Because there's a book that the governor has where he's talking about being talking about the leadership and the dynamics and the mechanics of working in the town in the first couple pages. And in the third page or fourth page, I forget exactly which one it is, you see like a list of deaths, and it like lists like Brian. So there's a bunch of like novel call outs. So you have Brian and Bobby and Alice and all that. Names that are listed, Nick as well. All these names are listed. And at the bottom, and I'm kind of ignoring that book in a sense because I'm not having those names because that'd be too complicated. But what I will say about that book is Penny is at the bottom, meaning that Penny died in Woodbury. Because why would the governor record and he stops recording the names of the the names of the dead after Penny, because that's when he starts just scribbling in the book. Putting lines in the book, and he's kind of going a bit mad. So I don't really see Penny dying before we get to Woodbury. So yeah, I think maybe we'll give her immunity there. But so he's protecting Penny, and I think that probably must mean that Milton knew Penny as well, surely. So governor's protecting Penny. I'm just trying to think like dynamics. So like I think Milton and the Gov probably get on well, because we see that Milton did respect and admire who Philip was. Like they clearly have known each other for a while anyway. Yeah, Dr. Stevens probably keeping to herself. Maybe Mr. Jacobson's like her I don't know, Dr. Stevens like maternal grandfather or something. Hence why they've got different names. So maybe we have that. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Stevens is Mr. Jacobson's, or actually I don't know. Or maybe Stevens is married. No, because Stevens could have married, right? So maybe Dr. Stevens. Yeah, okay. So Mr. Jacobson. What we'll do, yeah, is Stevens' father. We'll just do that. Yeah. So that their daughter father kind of relationship, although we're getting no indication of that in the show. I'm just adding it to make a bit more interesting. And we can also say Whistles and Ralph are a couple too. So we've got like those kind of dynamics there going. So they're a couple. Obviously Headhunter and Silent Ralph, they were just some guys they came across. So yeah, that's what we'll say. Those are the dynamics there. So they're surviving in a shopping mall. But what do they find in the shopping mall? Let's see. 4 walkers. Okay, so they're forced to fight more walkers are in there, and someone unfortunately is going to die, and it has to obviously be either Ralph or Whistles. So whichever one gets selected first, I apologise. Okay, what we'll do is we'll hide. We may as well just speed this up, okay? We may as well speed this up. It's Ralph or Whistles. Which one's going? I kind of hope it's Ralph, not gonna lie. It is Ralph. Oh, actually, no, it's Ralph. Yeah, it's Ralph. Okay, so Ralph is gone. R.I.P. Ralph. He's killed by walkers. So, and Ralph is... Actually, we could say he's bitten whilst fighting them. Yeah, well, so he's bitten whilst fighting them and then slowly dies. The governor, maybe the governor takes charge. So yeah, we'll say the governor takes charge and puts him down to the sadness of Whistles, who's not particularly very happy about him dying for obvious reasons. So R.I.P. Ralph, he dies in the new location, and now we've just got Whistles. Now, this is where I feel like it would be best to add some new people. So, although it's not here, I'm going to say when they further explore the mall, they find a group of 4 people. Just because we're down to just Whistles as an original character, we need some more. So we're going to have 4 new people. So we've got Theo. He appears in The Road to Survival. Okay. Oh, he's actually from Woodbury as well. That's kind of cool. Woodbury Theo. Bro. Who? Walking Dead Destinies. Oh, Terry. Oh, it's Michonne's pet. That picture is so fucking cursed. What? Listed episode. No. Jed. Okay, we've got a Jed. These are Theo. Oh, Theo. Jed. We've got the most generic, the generic male names ever. I love it. He's a producer. Seth Hoffman. Ooh. What else we got? No, what's a TV universe character? We can't have that. A magazine. Issue 17 of the magazine. No. Daryl Dixon. No. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. Tim. No. Resident of the Bricks. Luke. No. The Battle for the Commonwealth. No. Sarah's cat. Wait. Maybe not the cat, but what about Sarah? Oh, yeah, we'll have Sarah. We'll have Sarah. Sarah. So we've got Sarah there. From All Stars. It's all bloody Road to Survival and All Stars. I apologise. Walking Dead Assault. That's a blast from the past. Oh, I love that game. Issue 15 of Small Bites. I love the wiki, man. It's got so much like random Walking Dead shit that you never knew about. I mean, I know most of it, but like, occasionally there's like something that I have no idea about, and I'm like, what the hell's this? Ah! We can't get our fourth one. Oh my god, he's in World Beyond. Onslaught. Wait, that counts. Cindy, there we are. That's like a kid, though. Yeah. She could be like teenager. Yeah, we'll say she's teenager. Okay, so we've got 4 characters who we find in the mall there. So we got, what was it? Cindy, Theo, Sarah, and who was it again? I'm trying to remember. A Jed. There was a Jed. So 4, right? Cindy. Yeah. Okay, this is perfect. So we got. I'm saying that Theo. So these are the dynamics here. So Theo is, we'll say, married to Sarah, right? Cindy is their teenage daughter. And how old is this Jed guy? How old do you think he could be? Do you reckon he could be like 20, like late teens, early 20s? Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll say Jed is Cindy's boyfriend. He's his family is gone. So we kind of learn, let's say gone, he's killed by the walkers. What was killed by walkers. So that we'll say that, yeah. So that's the family they meet in the mall. Okay. And like in terms of the dynamic with the governor, I think he kind of welcomes them. You know, he's fairly nice, but he can tell. Like, let's be honest, this Theo guy, I don't know much about him in whatever game he was in. Was it fucking All Stars or Road to Survival, whatever it was? March to War. There's a billion of them. I don't know much about him, but he looks fairly fairly evil. All right, I don't like the look of him. So maybe we'll see what happens next. Let's see. 2. Oh. They head to a new location. Okay, we can do that. So then we've got to now determine why did they leave the apartment. We'll reuse this for why they leave the mall. So why did they leave the mall? They are forced to leave the mall and head to a new location. Why? But why do they have to do that? Let's see. Lack of supplies. Okay, so there's no deaths from that. There's just no supplies. The place has been picked clean. So that's what's happening. so we have to leave. Okay, that sounds good. So, what new location will we be heading to? Let's see. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. D20. 15. Warehouse, okay. So we'll say after traveling throughout the day, and they're traveling through Georgia and finding no safe places, they decide to stop off in a warehouse that we'll say is, actually, I guess what do they find? What do they find in said warehouse? Free. A truck. Okay. Inside, they find a truck. So now they've got some transport. Awesome. So just to remember, our group is quite big, actually. We've got a fairly decent-sized group here. And we could, if we want to, then repeat the what happens next, which I think I might do. Or maybe not. Nah, I think we'll move on now. We'll move on. So now we'll do what challenges the leader. So whilst we're here, what challenges the leader? 5. 2 group members leave and take supplies. Okay. Huh. 2 group members are leaving and taking supplies. Okay, I've got something perfect for this. So what I'm going to say is, so whilst surviving for a few nights in the warehouse, the governor gets on really well with Sarah. Because Sarah, which is so funny because Sarah is the name of Philip's wife. And Philip is in the brother, not the governor, but comic Philip or novel Philip, who's Brian's brother, if that makes sense. So not the governor, but the governor's brother. The governor's brother's wife is called Sarah. So I actually kind of like that. Because Sarah is good with Penny, basically. So Sarah's really good with Penny, and the governor gets on well with Sarah. We could say that maybe there's some abuse going between Theo, especially after the apocalypse. He's been fairly abusive or something. And he's very controlling, whatever it may be, and she just wants the best for, what was the door called? Cindy's Cindy's well-being. Anyway, the governor and Sarah hook up. Okay, that's what's happening. They hook up with each other, and Theo finds out. Right? So Theo finds out. And I think what happens here is, in the night, Theo finds out, and I think he fights the gov. He fights the governor, but stuff is, he fights the governor, and the group is going to discuss what to do with him in the morning. But that night, Theo steals supplies and basically kidnaps his daughter Cindy, and he leaves. Okay, so those are the 2 people who leave. So 2 group members leave and take supplies. I feel like we have to wrap up this story arc though, because these guys are missing technically, but I don't really like them just leaving and that being it, because we kind of need to, I think, wrap up this story arc. So, what challenges the leader? Cindy and Theo leave with supplies. I want to. Yeah. Okay, what we'll do is we'll roll. So we'll say 1 for the governor kills Theo, and only Theo. Right? And then we'll do 2. he and obviously rescues Cindy. The governor ends up killing Theo, but also kills Cindy, maybe indirectly. We'll say indirectly, like i.e. like he goes so crazy on Theo, he doesn't notice some walkers that then like tear into Cindy and kill her. 3 is governor forgives Theo. Wink, wink. Right? Well, I say he forgives. The governor apologizes, whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to think of good solutions. It's hard to do it in real time to get something snappy. But the governor ends up killing. I mean, I'll be honest. I like the second one. I might just go with the second one. But what we'll do is, or somehow Sarah dies on top. Oh, actually, yeah. Governor goes out to get Theo and Cindy, but isn't there to protect Penny and Sarah. And Sarah gets bitten. That's what we'll say. Theo has joined some raiders. So it's a big group. And they attack the warehouse. So this will be Theo's death. And also one other character. Okay, cool. That's what we'll go with. So roll D4. 3. So the governor goes out to find Theo and Cindy, but isn't there to protect Penny. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So yeah, so 4. So that was 3. So the governor goes out to get the supplies, and also Cindy. Like he promises Sarah that he'll do this type thing, and he goes there. And I'm going to say that the governor is eventually forced to kill Theo. So the governor. Was this Road to Woodbury? Are we into Road to Woodbury protection now? No, we're not. The governor kills Theo. R.I.P. Theo. So Theo has been shot and killed. But then, and he saves. I say he saves kid. He saves Cindy. But when returning to the warehouse, he finds that Sarah has been bitten, and Penny was pretty close to dying. This is where I'm saying, like, the governor then slowly turns into the man that he should have been, that he thinks he should have been to protect Penny. So this is like the first action, like a very close call, like a warning. So he kills Theo, but then finds that Sarah's been bitten, and he has to put Sarah down. Very sad. Anyway, so why then will they leave the... And I think at this point as well, we probably need some more like OG Woodbury characters. So I'm gonna say that these people, they hear some of the commotion and they show up and they join. So we got the Richards. The Richards just really wanted to be, they really wanted to be in this one, didn't they? Kept fucking getting them. So the Richards join. So we got the Richards, Mr. and Richards, as well as Bob Adams. Hell yeah, Bob Adams, as well as Bob Adams. Okay, and who was saying? I'm saying this guy's Bob Adams. Where is he? The guy who briefly is Shane. The other character that John Berthnell plays, Bob Adams. I just like the idea that John Berthnell plays Bob Adams, so that's why it's my headcanon is that guy. Anyway, so why do they leave the warehouse in the end? Oh, so I need to add them here. So we've got Bob Adams. Oh, I never added them here either, the others. So we've got Cindy. It's not Cindy, is it? Sydney. Sorry. Sydney. I'm saying Cindy. Sydney. And what was the other one called? Jed. He's there too. Her parents are dead though. Very sad. They got something in common though. Now that couple. So we got Bob Adams and we got Mr. Well, I could call them the Richards. Yeah, we'll just call them the Richards. I don't even know why I've added them to the wheel. There's not really much point, but whatever. This is this concept's in like beta mode, okay? This whole like prequel show thing was it's in like beta mode, so you're watching. It's not perfect at the moment, is all I'm saying. Anyway, that's what we got there. So why do they leave the warehouse? Walkers again. I'm bored of walkers. No more walkers. One, bad weather. Oh, whatever. Walkers and bad weather then. Walkers and bad weather. I won't have any deaths there. So now we're on to the road to Woodbury. So, the road. Cool. So who saves the leader's life after a close call? Who saves? So the governor during the bad weather and the walkers. Walkers almost by the gov. But he's saved. Ooh, he's saved by Cindy. I like that. Sydney. I like that, actually. Yeah, okay. Someone then sacrificed himself for the group and is killed by walkers. So we'll say this is during the bad weather whilst they're escaping the warehouse. Someone sacrifices themselves for the... Wait a minute. God Julia's here. I forgot to add God Julio. God Julio. When did God Julio show up? I don't even remember. Hang on a minute. I've already lost count. Oh shit, yeah, no, he was... Oh, that's why I fucking... When I miscounted how many people were there. Oh, God, Julio was meant to be there the whole time. Listen, I'm retconning that. He wasn't, alright? He wasn't. That can't happen anyway. God, Julio was never there. I'm sorry to say, guys. I'm sorry to say. God, Julio was never there. There's my bad counting there for you. I've retconned that decision because he's not done anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. So someone sacrifices himself for the group. Obviously, it couldn't be Bob Adams. So let's go again. Let's be honest. It's got to be. To be honest, it could be Penny, and she could be bitten. But we won't have Penny for now. What we'll do is we'll get rid of all the Woodbury people. So it's got to be one of these people. Damn, I don't like it being Whistles. But fair enough. Whistles... Yeah, Whistles distracts walkers and is overpowered and killed. So we lost Whistles, everyone. One of our OG apartment people. Damn. Damn! I hate it. So RIP Whistles. She sacrificed herself so we could escape and get to Woodbury. So they meet two people on the road. So what we'll do, actually, I'm going to change that to 4 people on the road. And we're going to have 2 people from here, unless it's a family. I need to allow God Julio to have a chance for it to be him again. After I've taken his thing away. So we got the mean guard. Mean guard. Who's helping Mrs. McLeod. Maybe Mrs. McLeod is, I don't know. Could it be Mean Guard's grandmother, perhaps? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, why not? He's actually Mr. McLeod. They just call him McLeod. Although I just remember this scene with Mrs. McLeod where the governor's like, Milton literally says like, "Oh, this is Mrs. McLeod. She's got arthritis." Like the governor's never met her before, so I don't know. Maybe he just forgot about her. But yeah, so those two show up, and then we'll also have two other people who will show up and join the group too. He dubs Daryl Dixon. Well, that's no good for me. Cigar. Blade the horse. No. Oh, Sharon. Oh, she got a boyfriend as well. That'll do. Lonnie. There we are. Shannon and Lonnie. There we are. Showing up with the mean guard there. So Shannon and Lonnie. Shannon and Lonnie. They join the group. Cool. So, where do the groups stay? Whatever number it is, half it, and that's how many deaths occur due to walkers. So, what we're going to do is choose a place where the group end up staying. Oh wait, 20. 18. A military base, okay. So, the group end up in a military base and stay there for a night. But half of 18, guys, was 5 and 4. So 5 plus 4, right? That's 9. How can we have 9 deaths? We don't have 9 characters to kill off. So I think what we'll do instead is we'll just roll a d6. I think I was under the impression that we'd have more characters by this point. So 4. Okay. 4 people die. So who have we actually got who can die? I think we've only got 4, right? Huh. Cindy, Jed, Shannon, and Lonnie. I want one to survive. So do you know what we'll do? We'll decide which one's going to survive out of those guys. Well, actually, to be fair, Penny probably could die at this point as well. Yeah, I think Penny definitely could be bitten at least. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave Penny on the list as well. If it's her, it's her. I think I didn't add Mean Guard, right? I didn't add Mrs. McLeod either. Yeah. Cool. Wrong one. So which one? Damn, Cindy dying. Cindy dying. To walkers. Damn, poor Gov. Poor Gov, man. Poor Gov. Wait, and Jed. And poor Jed. I forgot about Jed. Okay, so Cindy's gone. Devoured by walkers in front of the governor's eyes. Very sad. And Jed on top of that. Damn. And poor Jed as well. And then finally, who else is dying? So both those teens are both devoured in front of the governor. Oh no, and then Penny. Penny is bitten too. And do you know what? We can say that these Shannon and Lonnie, that they somehow caused the walkers, like their argument. So Penny is bitten by walkers, yeah. Penny is bitten by walkers, and so she's slowly kind of dying. But the governor kind of speaks to Milton. Maybe Milton's like, you know, there could be a cure if it's like any other disease. There surely is a cure. There's a way to cure it. You know, and walkers, they're not dead, right? So maybe he holds out hope in the governor's mind, you know, that there could be a cure. I don't know if Milton ever knew about Penny, but he was like searching for like a cure for the virus, so I don't know. I think it'd be reasonable to say that he probably did know who Penny was. So before they head to they find Woodbury. a perfect place, and the governor wants Woodbury, you know, to keep Penny alive, and hopefully there's like equipment there for Milton. Milton can set up a lab and all that and help save Penny's life. So the governor's determined now to get Woodbury, because Penny's not dead yet. She's just been bitten. But they must obviously take Woodbury from some raiders. So first off, I want to see who they learn about the Woodbury from, who like takes them there. So I just want one character really. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Okay, listen. We'll take Eugene Cooney, that's fine. So you... What was that? On the back of his head. Okay. So Eugene Cooney tells them about it. And I think he is from... Yeah, he's from Woodbury in the comics. Anyway. So... We need to take Woodbury. But I also want to have a couple people that they meet as well. So these raiders who are occupying Woodbury, there's other people inside Woodbury too. So under the raiders. So under raiders, occupation is occupation, not occupation. Under the raiders' control is Owen and his mother. And give me another. I'm just going to quickly add this below. And we'll just call this Trapped in Woodbury for now. So we've got Owen and his mother. These guys are trapped inside Woodbury. Ooh. Haley as well is also trapped into Woodbury. Now I know she lost her dad early on, and I think she took his like compound bow off his body. So Haley's going to be locked in Woodbury. The Coleman family as well are going to be locked in Woodbury. So that's Michael Coleman. Emily Coleman and Bessie Coleman. What the frig is Betson? There she is. And Eileen and her hubby. So Eileen and her husband here as well. So they're Colemans and Eileen and hubby. Cool. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is what we have to determine now. 6. Penny dies. If she's already gone, then nothing. Okay, so yeah, the governor is determined, and so the governor determined. Well, actually, to be fair, she's not gone. Determined to take the community, devises a plan, and kills all the raiders, and liberates the people within. But sadly, he learns Penny has been shot. So not only has she been bitten, she's also shot too. And Penny dies of her injuries. Now, all those names in the Woodbury book, what we'll do is those names in the Woodbury book we retcon that, because the leader of the raiders called himself the governor, and those names were his people who died before Philip showed up. So there we go. We've retconned that book. The book wasn't Woodbury, wasn't the governor's. That was that guy, and he actually took Woodbury with 0 deaths, aside Penny, who was already bitten. And because Penny was now shot, she reanimates, of course. The governor tells everyone, maybe he even tells Milton he's going to put her down, you know, he's going to bury her or whatever. But he doesn't actually. He instead keeps Penny locked up in his apartment. And I'm going to say the first head he places in his fish tank that he finds is the head of this old governor, the head of the raiders, okay? Do we want a visualization of the head of the raiders? Maybe we'll get one. Wait, what? How did we just get... We just went from Eugene Cooney to Eugene Cooney with the random tab. That's crazy. Okay. Prescott? No. 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 Listen, Marlin's bow. I'll take Marlin. Marlin is the leader of the Raiders, just some like 19-year-old kid. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? So the leader of the Raiders, the guy who called himself the governor, was this 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid called Marlin. Some punk kid. Some punk rocker. And so the governor's first head is a decapitated Marlin. Cool. And so Penny, of course, dies. So then we're going to add 10 residents in the group that they find there. I think at this point what we'll do is we'll probably just have these guys, to be honest. Yeah, we won't have any new characters because we've got a few anyway. We've got Lonnie and Shannon and Eugene Cooney, so he showed up twice somehow. So we've got Tim. So Tim showing up. So 10 people actually. That's kind of crazy. Tim. So during like a, oh no, because this is these people they find. Oh, these are the people they find there. That technically I've already done that. Actually, thinking about it, but we've done. So we've got Owen, his mother, Coleman M, Coleman E, Coleman B, and we also now have Tim there as well. So that we can add Tim still. Oh shit, and Eileen. Hubby. Eileen Hubby. So we got Eileen Hubby there as well. So all these people will join. And we're getting Tim as well. So these are the people they liberate from Woodbury. And the Foster family. Okay. So Foster are, so Richard Foster, Mrs. Foster, and Miss Foster. Miss. I know it says 10, but we, unfortunately, we went over, but that's okay. That doesn't really matter. So the group is huge now. Jesus, look at the group. So, Penny isn't dead yet. A group member betrays the group and tries to rob. So this is NA. We don't need to do this anymore because Penny is dead. So we've already said how Penny dies. Shot during the taking of Woodbury is what we've got. And bitten before then. How does the governor meet Milton? We've already discovered this in the apartment. In the apartment early on. How do they learn they're all infected? Well, I guess actually technically Penny's death. Well, actually, Penny was bitten, so maybe they would. Penny's death, I think, was probably the first indication, and then I would say they learnt it. Well, actually, he would have learnt it from the Raiders. Learn it after beheading Marlin, the governor of the Raiders. Yeah. Penny's death, so Penny's death eluded him to it, but she was bitten, so he thought, oh, maybe because she was bitten, that's why. And then after he beheaded Marlin, the governor of the Raiders, that's what showed him, really, oh, we're all infected. How do they get to Woodbury? They shot their way through. Basically, they shot their way through. So the only question we have left to ask is how he meets Martinez. I think probably, let's be real, Martinez would have to join during this skip. So sometime after taking Woodbury, Martinez showed up. Along with, I think, honestly, along with, it would have to be along with Crowley, just because the Crowley is like one of the governor's top guys. I feel like he must have been there. Like, I can buy a couple of them being newbies, like Merle, but I feel like if they're like your top guys, they probably have been there for a while. So I don't know. I feel like Crowley probably shows up too. So that's what I'm going to say. So Martinez and Crowley show up. So shows up after Governor takes power. Okay. So, road to Merle. Let's go. While scavenging Atlanta, they find Merle, but how do they find Shumpert? So Merle joins the group. They find him close to death, ready to end it all. But Shumpert comes with the offer to attack the Vatos. He's done with this place and the old people. Damn! So the governor... So Shumpert's like, yeah, you guys seem capable group of people. Listen, I'm done with these old people. I'm peace out. I peace out, okay? I'm done with these old folks. Let me, let's take them out. So they take out the, meet Shumpert, who wants to join and offers for the governor to raid the Vatos / nursing home, which he does, and then Shumpert joins. Awesome. And there's going to be a death on the road back for saving Merle. So although we're saving Merle, there's going to be a road on the way. There's going to be a death on the way back. So the only characters it can really be is Lonnie, Shannon, or Eugene, because everyone else is already dead, sadly. Maybe I should have added more, but whatever. Oh, it can't be Penny either, but whatever. Ooh. Lonnie, okay. So yeah, Lonnie dies. But I don't think the governors really care, because Lonnie and Shannon sort of partly caused Penny's death, because they were arguing or something, and that's what brought all the walkers to them. So I think the governor maybe is somewhat indirect. Like, he's like, I don't need Lonnie anymore. I've got a much better right-hand man here. I mean, what better, like, well, I've got two right-hand men here. What better than a Shumpert, this fucking guy built like a brick shithouse who is capable and helped to take out a bunch of old people and give us supplies. And on top of this, a dude who chopped his own fucking hand off. I mean, those are the best right-hand men, if you get pun intended, that I need. So when the opportunity presents itself, I think he just straight up like pushes Lonnie into some walkers. He doesn't need Lonnie. He hates Lonnie. He's pissed off at Lonnie. Easy time to kill him. Yeah. So time skip. So in this time skip, everyone else is going to join. So all these characters will be joining Woodbury, flocking into Woodbury whilst, when the time skip happens. So in the time skip, all these people join. And who spots the crashing helicopter? So, which character spots the crashing helicopter? Now, I technically have to add everyone, but wait, actually, shit, yeah, I've got this one. I can just use this one, guys. I can just use this one. That's why I was deselecting, by the way. That's why I was deselecting. I wasn't. Yeah. And we won't have it be the governor. We've also got Shannon still and Eugene, so we can add them too. So let's go. Who spots the crashing helicopter and alerts the Gov? Oh, okay, Milton. Milton must be doing something, and he's the guy who spots the crashing helicopter. He's like, "Yo, Gov, yo, Philip. I mean, I see a crashing helicopter." And then, so the governor's story is dead. So add all canon deaths. So what we'll do here is we'll rename Misk actually to canon deaths. So what we've got, so all the canon deaths. So we're gonna go through them all. So Milton, so these are characters who we know for sure definitely die. We see them die. So Mr. Jacobson we see die in the prison. Milton we see, of course, is stabbed by the governor. Mr. Richards and Mrs. Richards we don't directly see die, but because seeing as they're in the prison, I think it's... Well, actually, no, Mr. Richards we're told dies, but Mrs. Richards we don't see directly die, but she goes into the prison bus, so she must be dead. Bob Adams, we unfortunately see get shot and killed by Rick. Meangard is killed by Merle and then devoured by walkers. Mrs. McLeod joins the prison and then is like confirmed at least to have died of old age in between the skip of season 3 and 4. So I think we'll count her. We know that crying mother, Owen's mother, is shot by Norris. Owen dies from the Walker attack in the cell block. Haley is shot and killed by Maggie. Michael Coleman dies of cancer and then is stabbed by Andrea when he turns into a Walker. Now, technically, Betty Coleman and Emily Coleman we never see die directly. Nor do we see Dr. Stevens die. Nor do we see Eileen die. The husband I'm unsure on. He joins the Battle of the Prison, so I think it's fair to say he dies. Because he definitely does join the Battle of the Prison, so he must die either off screen or he's shot by the governor. He might be actually shot by the governor, or he's either killed in the tombs. Tim is killed by Michonne. Richard Foster is bitten by walkers and then shot by the governor. Mrs. Foster we never see, technically, nor do we ever see the kid, Miss Foster. We don't even see her join the prison either. Crowley killed by Michonne. Merle killed by the governor. Martinez killed by the governor. Shumpert died himself. Now, yeah, we don't see Shumpert die, but I'm taking Martinez's word at it, so yeah. Eisenberg is killed. This guy who I decided is Eisenberg is killed by Rick. Erin joins the prison, so most likely dies of the flu. Greg killed by Patrick, a zombie Patrick. Hamburg is killed in the tombs by Michonne. Jeanette dies on the prison bus. Jody shot by Carl. Karen killed by Carol. Noah we don't directly see die. Rowan we don't directly see die. Paul is shot by the governor. Warren killed by Maggie and Gargiulio. Heard a bird. So, who secretly survives out of these guys? Oh, and the governor, of course, killed by Michonne. So, who okay, I'm just going to get rid of all these. Secretly survived. So we've got Dr. Stevens, Betty Coleman, Emily Coleman, Eileen, Mrs. Foster, Miss Foster for the kid, Noah, Rowan, Shannon, and no, that wasn't Lonnie. That was Eugene. Okay, let's see who secretly survived, guys. Who secretly survived this whole time, this whole ordeal? Emily Coleman! Emily Coleman for the win, everyone! She escapes and she secretly survives. Woo! No. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, so Dr. Stevens is believed to have died in the massacre, but I don't think that makes sense. Like, I don't see why the governor would bring his only doctor to fight at the prison. Like, I feel like that would be one person you'd keep behind with the old and the sick and the kids. So that's like never made sense to me. So I've always feel like leaves Woodbury to new community. Like, I've always felt like I've always felt like Dr. Stevens should have survived. It makes no sense why the governor would bring her to the battle. So, yeah. But then she never joins the prison. But also Rowan. Rowan's a weird one. So this is like my personal thing. This is like my headcanon, and like I think this would be fucking awesome as of like it could be like a novel series. It doesn't have to be a TV series because it probably is too expensive to do like such a, you know, a fan, something that like a diehard fan would love. But I've always thought that what would be really cool as like a little novel series is like a post Woodbury, but from like the TV show universe. And how I would do this is I would have it so like during the Battle of the Prison, you know, Tyrese and Sasha, they were keeping Woodbury safe or whatever. But we never get to see this obviously in the show. But what it would be revealed is during that part, after the governor decided to march a bunch of like civilians essentially to Woodbury, and you know a bunch of these civilians went willingly, a bunch like objected, Rowan being one of them, and Rowan kind of being the leader of this objecting group. Yeah, and I think what happens is Rowan leaves Woodbury along with Dr. Stevens. A lot of the old folks and the kids, a lot of the old folks don't want to leave, and Rowan doesn't want to bring the kids for, you know, the fact that it might be dangerous. But Rowan wants to set up a new community and then eventually, you know, hopefully migrate everyone who's vulnerable to said community. But of course that doesn't happen because the prison sweep in and steal everyone. But that's her like ultimate plan or some shit. I don't know, like just a post Woodbury thing to explain some of these loose ends, and that's where like Rowan and Dr. Stevens would be, and I could, you know, with the Fosters as well, the two remaining Fosters, and Eileen and her baby, again a character who just a bit like I don't see the governor bringing a pregnant woman to his battle either. That's another character that's never made sense, and also Noah, like, you know, little Noah. We never get any like conclusion on that story, and I've always felt that Jodie was the wrong character. You should have had Noah be Jodie. Noah should have been Jodie, because that would have been like, you know, the setup there. The governor's training kids for battle, like literal children for battle, and then if Noah's the one to be, you know, run into the woods, find Carl, and then Carl shoots him dead. Like, you have a lovely parallel there. I know Jodie's like a kid, but he's like not barely a kid. Like Noah is like Carl's age, so, or very similar to Carl. So you could kind of, I think you hit that beat even harder if you were to use Noah instead of Jodie, and just don't have Jodie. Axe him, axe Jodie. Yeah, sorry, I went on a little rant, but yeah, Emily Coleman ends up surviving to the end, everyone. And I guess Eugene and Shannon, we just never knew. We'll say that Eugene and Shannon, they were in the battle of, and they were I don't know, they were killed by the governor. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this different video. I know the request was asking for something a little different, but I hope I've still fulfilled it in some way by talking about kind of what I think the governor's backstory probably could be. I feel like you would have to do it as like a Road to Woodbury story is essentially my my pitch. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye. See you next video. Oop.